So, bear with us.
We have to start over now.
We're going to start over. Okay?
Okay.
So, first off,
We have confirmation from chat that the issue is fixed.
there we go. See,
Yay.
it was one little button. And so, first off, we have Michael playing Maxi. Now you can do your quote.
Well, today's a good day to die.
It might be. We're going to find out.
Could be.
Next, we have Kaylee playing Shawn.
I was hoping I'd have time to get get a new quote, and I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't think of one.
Oh, you choked. Wait, I hate to see it happen. But you know what? The world isn't run by weapons anymore, or energy, or money. It's run by little ones and zeros, little bits of data. It's all just electrons.
And that's the quote you all heard me refer to when I accidentally had everyone else muted, which is what I had from the intro. So, there you go. And next, we have Steph playing Apex.
The cake is a lie.
Is it, though?
Spoiler!
Is it, though?
Spoiler!
Well, you keep saying cake first, chaos second, and I have yet to eat cake, so I'm pretty sure it's a lie.
You know what? You all are very capable of acquiring cake on your own. And
all right, tonight's entire mission is to go get cake.
And
Yep.
finally, to see what he does to try and upstage everyone's quotes, we have Caleb playing Zed Lane.
Let me explain the New World Order. Governments and corporations need people like you and me. We are the samurai, the keyboard cowboys, and all of those other people who have no idea what's going on. They are the cattle. Moo.
Also a very good 90s cyberpunky movie, which is really a genre of film style that I think we've lost. I think we've become too ingrained with our stuff. Well, with that, everyone, welcome in again. Let's talk about what happened last time. So, after they had successfully kidnapped that fixer from Southern Silicon City, they were rejoined by Apex. Maxi's buddy from Providence disappeared softly into that gentle, dark night. And what they learned was that through a series of proxies, 3V and a bunch of other corporations have got it out for our player characters. And 3V, using the cutouts, is the one who signed out the bounty on their heads. Running all this down, they contacted their old buddy Swan, and Swan informed them that there was a new Cold War going on. Benevolent, Malfinia, and a few of the other major corporations have engaged in a new arms race to find a new way to build augmented humans without cybernetics, which goes back to explain from very early in the series their good friend Robert and his magic. Swan asked them to look more into the information from Malfinia and pointed them to a lab there in Silicon City. Maxi and Apex submitted resumes to Malfinia, hoping to get interviews so they could get in behind the security teams that they saw around the lobby. And at the same time, Omni, who, yes, remember our player characters actually work for another corporation, right? Sent back the specifications and scope for the project that Jackson Howe asked them to have Omni do so they can maintain all of the various factions that they are working for at the same time. And that's where we're going to pick up today. So you've all sent in your resumes. You're kind of playing the waiting game now. You're pretty confident with those resumes. You had the right keyword hits, right? Good qualifiable, quantifiable bullets under accomplishments. And now you've got some other information to deliver back to Jackson.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him and let him know that we have basically some deliverables and see when he wants to meet about it.
Okay.
I call his people.
You call his people. It doesn't take long for his people to get back to you. They ask if you want to do lunch.
Lunch would be wonderful. There's going to be cake, of course.
There has to be
We
cake.
now know that Apex will order nothing but cake.
True.
They send you a location in the north part of the Bay Area. And a time, 1:00.
All right. Chone heads back to... Where are we? Are we at the hotel still?
Yes, because you haven't...
Okay.
You're fairly certain at this point that your other apartment's definitely been made, but you don't know how compromised that it is. You're fairly certain that Apex's apartment has not been made.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
That was where Apex had gone after they had met back up with you.
Oh,
So
you mean on Apex's day off?
Hey, Alex, looks like our video is all messed up
Oh, boy.
and we're back. Never mind.
No, we're fine.
Discord.
I'm going to blame.
Yeah, went to Discord for
Oh,
a second.
there we went. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So, moving right along.
Chone heads into the room, comes back out a couple minutes later wearing a very clean t-shirt, and over the t-shirt they're wearing basically a suit jacket.
Are you Don Johnsoning it?
Yeah, 100%. Except it's a black suit jacket over a white t-shirt.
That's classy.
That's very nice.
Are we going somewhere? What's going on?
We've got lunch with Jackson. Did you want to come?
Lunch?
Jackson?
Yeah. Yeah.
We should probably all go.
Yeah.
If there will be
yeah.
food provided, I will accompany.
Yeah, it's lunch, so
You know,
Let's
we
roll.
love food.
get changed and we can go.
Are you saying you don't like what I'm wearing?
Do we need to be fancy for this?
Well, I mean, I thought,
Just-
it's a little bit upscale. I thought we'd
Oh,
kind of dress the
okay.
part.
Some of us dress that way pretty
All the time.
standardly.
Let's
I know,
hire a
but I
car
was-
and not take the van. Can I say that now?
If we're going to a swanky place,
We
maybe
could take
we should
SUV.
not take the van.
We have the SUV.
Yeah, let's do that.
They got the blood
Okay.
out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go change into something
Presentable.
nice-ish.
Hey, hey, Apex is always
Rude.
presentable.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily for all occasions.
Presentable in this occasion. You didn't let me finish.
I knew what you meant.
You assumed offense when I meant none.
I apologize, Maxi.
Apology
yeah.
accepted.
Thank you. I was a little worried there for a minute.
So I'll go change really quick. Maybe put my hair up so it looks nice. So food?
Yes. Let's go.
Let's roll.
How are you hiring the
We
car?
fell into this-
Are you taking
No,
the van?
we're taking our SUV.
Oh, you're taking the SUV.
No, we have the SUV.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
They got the blood out of it, so it's good to go.
So the address of the place
Shotgun.
that you're sent is a really nice seafood place up in the North Bay in Sausalito called the Floating Taj Mahal.
It's fancy.
Is it actually?
I was gonna
floating?
say yellow crawdad.
We're in Silicon City, not Alabama.
You're right. You're right. I apologize. I was trying to make a Red Lobster joke, but you're right. I don't want to.
There you go.
It was. I said try. I
Be
said
the
try to
crimson
make a Red Lobster.
crustacean. It's much
Yes,
fancier.
there you go. Ooh,
Oh my
yeah.
Ooh.
Thanks,
You got to
Caleb.
get the biscuits. Or
Yes,
Now,
yes.
biscuits are too low class. This is like, what's fancy?
Cheddar
than a-
brioche.
Oh, there it is.
Cheddar brioche.
Better.
On the nosy.
Yes. We order extra.
So you pile in the SUV. It's about an hour drive up between the bloody traffic across the Golden Gate, but you do manage to make it there, and you are right on time. You get there like 15 minutes early. Find you a couple minutes to find parking, but because no valet, which is very strange to you.
That is really weird.
Is the restaurant like busy? Do we see cars in the lot? Does it?
There's no lot at the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
It looks like, as you kind of do a couple of laps around while you're trying to find parking, it looks like most people are arriving in hired cars where their drivers drop them off and they go find parking.
What kind of restaurant is this? Is this like an outdoor restaurant? Is it on the water?
It's right on the water, right next to the marina with all of the super yachts.
Is this a really
dinner and a view.
posh, bougie place? Or...
It's very, very hip bougie. Not like black tie, but like the dress you see a lot of people wearing like pressed white linen pants with like a white shirt, like open, like so, with like a chain.
So like yacht club.
Yacht
bougie.
people, right?
Okay.
Boat shoes with no socks.
Ugh. Like the really loose watches.
Yes.
And the gold chains.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
The occasional older white gentleman wearing sandals and socks.
With a 22-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can picture it.
We got it.
Thank
Gross.
you. Yep.
Gross.
Yep.
As you approach the maitre d', they look up the hill. Do you have a reservation?
Yes, we're here meeting another party.
Name?
Mr. Howe.
Oh, you are Mr. Howe's guests. Please, come with me. And he very rapidly changes tone, becomes very deferential, and escorts you to the back of the restaurant, up a set of really intricately stamped metal stairs with filigree in it, and there's art pieces in the handle railing of whales and dolphins and ships, ancient sailing ships. When he takes you up to the top, he opens a second door at the top where you are taken onto a private rooftop deck, which appears to have been cleared for Mr. Howe. Sitting next to Jackson is, I'm not sure if your characters have met her yet, but I'll just re-describe her in case. Is a woman. She looks to be about 5. Oh yeah, you did. You recognize her because she came to get you and identify Redcap. It's her. And she is sitting next to him at the table. And when he sees you, he motions you to the 4 open seats.
Can you remind me of her name?
Nara.
Okay.
As you sit down, he graciously takes the carafe of crystal clear water and pours you each a glass. Next to the water is another carafe, which looks like it's got orange juice in it.
Is that orange juice or mimosas?
He looks at you, he goes, screwdrivers. It's after lunch.
Oh.
Very good. Thank you.
Silly me to think that one would drink mimosas after lunch.
That's a brunch drink.
This
is lunchtime.
I'm not classy enough to know the distinction.
He looks at Apex and he says, by the way, Alondra sends her regards.
How is she doing?
She's in Germany.
Oh my. She's not great about communicating lately.
No, she's been not since the thing. He motions you to sit. He goes, anyone have shellfish allergies?
No.
Definitely not.
And with that,
I'm aware of.
He hits a button on the little tablet that's sitting next to his seat at the table. And a couple seconds later, 2 waiters come in with oyster platters and fresh clams.
Oysters on the half shell.
He goes, food first, then business.
Fair. I will
Chow down.
start eating.
Yeah.
He goes, he eats a few. Nara sits back and she's kind of flipping through stuff on her tablet. You get a glance. It looks like she's answering emails. He goes, you have something for me.
Indeed. Chone hasn't been eating a lot, but they take a tablet, not their own globe, but a tablet, and slides it across the table.
He picks it up and looks at it knowingly for a few minutes. He goes, yeah, this'll do. He goes,
you need any tweaks? We completely
I'll have
at your service for this one.
I'll have my teams look over it, and I will wire the 15% down payment as agreed in the contract.
Very good.
Please impress upon Omni that I would like to maintain as few change orders as possible.
Shawn's taking a couple notes on their glow. Almost transcribing it word for word and like notes back to the company.
He goes, meanwhile, here's what I'll tell you. Allison has decided to not bring on a new proxy.
Fascinating. Is she gonna do her own dirty work?
Well, there goes that plan.
Yeah.
Not sure.
She's taking...
She's been meeting...
It's odd when you... Good.
She's been meeting with it quite a bit. Everyone's picking sides right now, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, that just seems really odd for her to not pick a proxy.
I don't think she trusts anyone now.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yes, given the current situation, it makes more sense to refrain from picking someone and doing the work herself, or at least through a direct subservient, than to try and bring on a new body that she then has to vet and hopefully trust with more responsibility.
He says, my guess is that she's farming out all the dirty work to different groups all around the situation, right? Without giving anybody too much information. If she farms it out to enough different individuals, different groups, nobody will be able to put together exactly what she's doing. There's a risk there in that it's not as efficient and has more potential for pieces of it to go wrong. But that's what appears she's been doing.
Yeah, it's risky to go into these dangerous times without a right-hand man, as it were. But if you can't trust anybody...
What are you all up to?
Looking for work.
Eating oysters.
Define looking for work.
Oh, I've applied to a new position at Malfinia. I'm just waiting to hear back at this moment.
Why Malfinia?
They're doing some research
Decent benefits
that
package.
we want to get a hand on.
What
I
kind?
applied as well.
What kind of research?
Augmented humans.
Magic.
He taps his cybernetic fingers. So something to note about Jackson is that most rich people cover up cybernetic enhancement or cybernetic like replacements and try to make them look as human as possible. He's one of the very few like CEO level people where his right arm is cybernetic from just above the elbow down, but it's like hard steel, brushed metal, not shiny, very utilitarian, not
That's a great strategy.
fancy.
Nice.
Yeah, we have a lead from a very reliable source regarding some work Malfinia has been doing with this type of research, augmentation, development. And we felt that attempting infiltration this way was potentially more profitable than an outright assault.
Probably is. I also heard a rumor you funded some human trafficking people that Benevolent had taken from them new lives.
Well, they needed rescuing, and we had some spare cash from a very charitable donor.
Doing
He's probably landed by now.
good.
How fast did that drone fly?
He goes, landed where?
I didn't tell it to go full speed.
Landed himself into some trouble.
Landed where? And at that time, the waiters bring out these huge, I mean, they're probably 2 feet in diameter, like silver platters with cooked like whole fish on them, sides. It's all family style. They set new plates out in front of you.
I want to do that thing where you start a sentence and stop it right as the waiters show up. Oh, we shipped him out to... Wait. The wastes.
He goes, you could have just shot him.
This one was more entertaining.
No. He had it coming. He needed
really
a little
did.
taste of his medicine, you know.
We also needed to send a message.
To who?
And sowing some chaos, you know, like we do.
Also, Maxi promised not to kill him.
He looks at
I did.
Maxi.
Did he? Oh.
I did tell him if he cooperated with us, we would not kill him, and we did not kill him. We put him in a situation where he will likely die, but we did not kill him.
This was the intermediary that had facilitated the bounty on all of us from 3V.
Ah. By the way, watch out for 3V. He goes, I'm pretty sure they're playing all sides against the middle.
And we're kind of doing the same thing.
I just kind of figure everybody is playing all sides and only on their own side at this point, so seems safer that way.
To our benefit, 3V apparently does not have the budget to spend on worthwhile contracts.
What do you
Or at
mean
least
worthwhile?
contractors. Oh no, I should correct myself. Not so much the contract. We are a worthwhile contract. However, they hired incompetent contractors. To our benefit.
Is the bounty not high enough?
Apparently not.
What's the price?
Honestly, I thought it was going to be all shoes, but...
I believe it was 60K on each of us.
That is a good question. I'm not sure what the current rate is, given the failure of the previous contractor.
Hello, Sherlock. Thank you for your nightly cameo. We love you. Everyone say hi to Sherlock. Look,
Did you name your chair Right and Back Falls?
Oh,
Nice.
Wow. Where's Moriarty when you need him?
Man.
All right, we're buying Steph a new cat so she can name it Moriarty.
Sherlock is so territorial, though. He
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, he would hate Moriarty, so it would be.
Or I say we buy her a puppy named Watson.
Oh,
Gosh.
There we go. Because it would have to be a
Sherlock
puppy.
would never forgive me.
We'll just do both. All right, back to it.
Anyway.
He looks at Nara, and Nara goes, the bounty's up to 70 now.
oh snap.
He goes, obviously,
Apparently, the message we placed, the message we sent didn't get through.
they're still not going to get great contractors for that low.
Again, to our benefit.
I mean, I'd kill us.
So we had found out that the money was being funneled locally, but was probably coming from Russian connections up the 3V line.
Yep. 3V's really deep in with both the Russian government and their organized crime syndicates. They use the Bratva for their dirty work. And the Bratva use cutouts and things like that if they don't want to get their hands dirty themselves, especially considering they've got some other issues they're dealing with up in Seattle right now, which, in case you haven't noticed, has turned into a war zone.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's just one more thing to be aware of as we continue our work.
Is anyone going to eat the cuttlefish?
All you.
You go ahead.
So, obviously, after our last conversation, any other intelligence you have would be valuable.
Did we tell you the human trafficking thing was related to the magic thing? Augments.
Yeah, I gathered as much.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah. While we're like at Malfinia, is there anything you need us to do, or
if you feel comfortable giving me copies of any intelligence you find, I'd of course be willing to trade for it.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I mostly just want to give him a virus, but I understand we need to get information first.
He goes, I'm willing to trade for it. I also am willing to trade for something else.
What's that?
Go on.
I heard you met Mike Tate over at the IOG.
We've met a lot of people recently.
That is correct.
We're very
I'm not bad
popular.
with names, but yes.
He kind of looks down. He picks it like a piece of like flatbread with some fish on it. Takes a bite. He goes, "Did you sign on?"
There were no job offers made at the time.
Not what I heard.
Is he going around saying that we work for him?
No.
I'm a freelancer.
I did hear a little birdie told me that they help facilitate something for you, though, Apex.
Oh, that's a funny little bird that's communicating information.
Is it true?
I do find that birds are often truthful. Yes.
Apex, you realize he's not actually speaking about a bird, correct?
Yeah. Yes. I'm also. Thanks.
He laughs
I
at that.
appreciate it.
Very
Maxi,
good.
I'm also.
Maxi,
like,
they're being coy.
Yeah. Yes, it's true. Is that a problem?
No. Always good to know who you're dealing with. What they're willing to do.
Excuse me, is that a tiger shark fillet?
Yeah.
I've never had
that-
tiger shark. Does anyone
Is
mind?
that legal?
No,
they're-
I'm full on swordfish so far.
They're farm raised.
Okay, good. No, I'm saving room for dessert.
He goes, when the time comes, would you be willing to broker a meeting?
With Mike Tate?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Certainly.
I want third parties nearby.
To be fair, I don't know if the IOG... Well, I do know the IOG can't entirely be trusted. They've kind of let us down, like, more than once. So they definitely have...
They were compromised.
Yeah, big time. So just, proceed with caution.
Yeah.
As you would with any,
Yeah, I got you. The waiters then bring up dessert, which is strawberry short cream with strawberry shortcake with so there's the shortcake with the strawberries on top and fresh sweetened creme fraiche.
It's cake.
It is cake.
Yes. I'm going to
With fresh
immediately
fruits.
dig in.
So there's strawberries, blueberries, blackberries.
Oh, Shawn grabs a couple strawberries and a piece of shortcake.
Yep. I'm devouring the cake.
Yeah. Said any information you want to throw my way will obviously be compensated.
That's good to know.
I feel like our yarn wall, our metaphorical yarn wall is so big, I honestly can't keep track of it all right now. But if we come across specific information, I will gladly pass it on.
He goes, that seems to be everyone's yarn wall these days.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
It's more just a yarn ball, really.
Yeah, it's kind of the nature of the beast right now.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can tell you or help you with?
Jackson, do you have any information on how far Malfinia is in their research.
This is the first I've heard they've moved down that ring. I knew Benevolent was doing it, but I didn't know Malfinia was. I knew there was other players in the game. I know that the merger between Upgrade Yourself and Urban Warfare has to do with this as well.
Upgrade Yourself.
Do you have any contacts within Malfinia that we can use to our advantage?
Possibly.
Would you make those contacts available to the team?
Can I list them as a reference on my resume?
I don't know about that, but their COO and I sit on a environmental conservation board together. Clean energy, waste recycling.
2 peas in a pod.
Makes sense.
A marriage made in low Earth orbit.
Yeah. Well, it kind of fits everything, right? Malfinia gets to, build clean energy. They get to clean the air and charge everybody out the yang and look good doing it. I get rid of everybody's waste, and I get to be the biggest commodities dealer on the planet.
Win-win.
Why do you think I cleaned up the garbage patches in the ocean?
Because the ocean needed it, because we're destroying our planet.
We were. And yes,
My theory,
money.
but
the oceans did need
Money
it.
was my theory.
And he looks out over the bay and he goes, and I do love the ocean. But do you know how many tons of plastic we recovered? Plastic which can be repurposed and put other places.
it's pretty smart. And then that plastic goes right back into the ocean, and you just scoop it right back up again.
Of course, recycling is at its end game a way to, well, increase profits.
And I've done very well. And again, everybody's happy. Less trash, less garbage, less waste. Planet healthier.
Yeah, now if we can just prevent a war, then we'll have it made.
Yeah. We don't
Jackson,
have...
are you going to finish your strawberries and creme fraiche?
He pushes it over toward you.
Shawn brings theirs closer, away from Maxi.
Yeah, Apex is pulling it up, well, this is mine.
Maxi, you note that Maxi has eaten the strawberries and the creme fraiche, but left the actual cake alone.
Left
The shortcake. He's leaving the shortcake behind in both bowls. It's soaked in strawberry juice, but he's eaten only the fruit and the creme fraiche.
Maxi, you're gonna eat the cake?
No,
Either one of them?
feel free.
Shawn, you want the other one?
Yeah, dibs.
Yes.
If you stack the cake on your existing dessert, you can make a sandwich of sorts.
Cake sandwich. I do so.
Might be a sandwich?
Cake witch?
Cake witch.
Cake
I have a new
witch.
business idea at Apex.
Oh. I will back you up. I'm getting a new job so I can help fund it.
Yeah, we'll start with
fourth
a food
job.
truck. We'll start with a food truck, and we'll hit some of the festivals. It's great. I'll work it out. We'll workshop it later. We're busy right now, so we're workshopping.
Right. Yeah. Anyway,
He goes, anything else?
Let's see: human trafficking, human augmentation. Quote from Omni.
shitty corpse.
I'm tapped out at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zed, anything?
No, I think we covered all the bases right now.
Out of character question.
Yeah.
Just because I don't entirely know the answer. Would I have information from my trip to Seattle that I would want to share with him? Or that I may or may not want to share with him, I guess.
The biggest piece of information, and this is a big reason why, and we talked about it before, why Lillian has started kind of going sideways, and why a few of the other fixers are as well, is that there used to be basically an unspoken rule that fixers didn't go after other fixers. It was just not done. Now that they're starting to do that, the gray markets and black markets for both goods and for services, people like you, has gotten a lot more complicated. And so the ability to basically navigate who you can trust in that world has gotten a lot more difficult, and it wasn't easy before in such a mercenary environment. It's a lot worse now. You're not entirely certain why certain things are happening, but somebody started sweating out contracts on fixers, which again was something that the Corps typically stayed away from because it was considered bad for business. If the Corps needed to maintain a sense of they weren't going to double back on the fixers so that they could keep using them. If a Corp gets a reputation for, icing fixers after a job or not paying them or things like that, word travels fast, and that Corp will not have that avenue for getting less than legal actions completed.
Okay. So I will, between bites of Cake Witch, I will say, you do know about the shit happening with the fixers, right?
I've heard rumblings, but I don't know a lot of details. I've been otherwise engaged.
It's just like, it's just a mess right now, basically. So tread lightly with any fixers you might need, I would say.
You got anybody you trust?
Well, I think that's complicated. How do you trust people these days?
We have one that we're allied with at the moment. Trust is a very strong word, though. You've heard of Shawn, right?
I know the name.
He's been doing some good things for us and vice versa.
Okay. Do you want me to set up a meeting with the COO over there at Malfinia, or you want to do this the other way? The guy I sit on the board with.
Oh, that would be helpful, right?
I mean, if you ask him directly if they're conducting experimentation on unknowing humans, he's probably not going to answer you.
No, I meant more like to get us in the building so I can, ask their computers my questions.
Perhaps it may be beneficial if I continue on in our subterfuge of being hired, Apex, and then perhaps you have our meeting with the COO.
Perhaps Zed could come along as the more
talky person.
Yeah, the I was gonna say distinguished conversationalist, but talky is very.
I am good at talking.
Yeah.
Perhaps Zed's recent alter ego would make the appearance.
Oh, we don't. No.
At that, Jackson perks up. He goes, an alter ego.
Yes, I
Shawn
believe.
reaches into their coat and hands him a business card.
No, we don't.
He looks at
I
it.
hold up my glow with my background picture.
He goes, Bosco.
It was.
Do you do like a hand wavy thingy when you introduce yourself? Is it like just Bosco, or is it Bosco?
Bosco doesn't
jazz
introduce
hands.
himself. I introduce Bosco.
Bosco.
Jazz hands. Bosco.
Bosco.
Bosco,
But Bosco does speak about himself in the third person.
Sometimes infiltration covers go a little bit too far.
I see.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
You can keep that, by the way. I have 499 more of them.
I'm going to hold on to this. It may come in handy at some point.
Sweet. So, yes to meeting with COO.
what is the name of the COO?
Not gonna make me look stuff up.
Alex.
Let's see, what's his name going to be now? His name is going to be
Cyberpunk name generator.
No, I'm literally like doing the thing. His name is Chase Michael.
Sounds like a weekend plan, but okay.
Hey, if you're looking for a good weekend, definitely.
Just
need
my
some
normal
cardio.
day-to-day on Instagram.
He's, in case you didn't know this, Malfinia execs tend to be kind of, most of them come out of Greek life in college.
Mm.
You know the type?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about working out and sports and all that good stuff.
You didn't happen to play lacrosse, did you?
I mean, who doesn't play lacrosse?
I do not play lacrosse.
I've never played lacrosse.
Yeah, no. Sorry, side note. Would it be possible for this meeting if I came like as Zed's assistant and could like, just hang out outside the conference room while they're having their meeting? So I have a little time to
I don't know. I'm just going to set it to meeting. How y'all do that is up to you.
The less that Mr. Howe knows, the better, probably.
Okay. Fair.
So,
Okay, cool.
anyway, he goes, I have somewhere to be. Feel free to hang out as long as you'd like. Lunch is on me.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Can we order more cake?
He
I
shrugs.
was already planning on that.
He
Yay.
said, lunch is on me.
Read my mind.
Thank you for lunch.
Let me know what you get.
We'll be in touch.
And he and Nara leave.
Shawn immediately orders another round of cake.
Nara was very quiet.
She had a lot of emails to go through.
Did you happen to find out what any of them were?
Wasn't going to attempt to hack her glow right here in front of Jackson Howe.
Probably
To
a
be-
good idea.
And I got a little distracted when the cake came out, to be fair.
Yeah, it was real good.
They bring you more cake and screwdrivers.
Yes. While taking cake, Shawn very carefully nudges the screwdriver carafe away from themselves.
I was going to say, who's driving?
Joan. They're our driver.
I just don't know how many screwdrivers Chone had.
0. Shawn is still slightly hungover from like a week before.
I was gonna say it was like 5 days ago.
Maxi
They have a
will-
long memory.
Maxi puts up a hand and waits for one of the waitstaff to come back out. I'd like the 2022 McAllen, please.
Okay, they
Bring
Takes a
the
couple-
bottle.
takes a couple minutes. They bring it out,
Nice.
and a bucket of ice and like very fancy glasses.
Rough year.
You can take the ice back, please.
They take it with them. At that point, Maxi and Apex get emails saying that they have an interview, panel interviews tomorrow.
I mean, we could also do the interview.
You have a glam and fake chips. You could be like 5 people.
My glam only changes the color of my hair. Because
Well, it looks as
I'm
though
very
I have
specific about my hair.
It looks as though I have a panel interview tomorrow with Malfinia.
Same.
That is good. I excel at panel interviews.
You're probably better at that than I am, but I'm more of a show them with my skills than a explain them.
Just be yourself, Apex. They're gonna hire you. It's stupid if they wouldn't.
Thank you.
So,
okay, so what if,
do you...
Well, since it is confirmed that both Apex and myself have interviews, perhaps it is best shown if you accompany Zed on the conversation with the COO.
You read
Certainly.
my mind.
Yeah, that works for me. What do you think we should present ourselves as in this meeting? Representatives of Omni still?
I mean, we could use that. It's a little more above board. Another option is, well, we know that... I guess it depends on if they are going to know who we are. If they know who we are, then perhaps we could offer them an alternative experimentation source, considering how they had such a hard time with a recent acquisition of human resources.
It may be best to confirm with Jackson what story he is giving the COO, or if he's simply setting up a meeting.
Yeah,
point.
that would be smart. Shawn, you've been maintaining contact so far. Do you want to fire off a quick
Also,
for our meeting?
for information's sake, my application to Malfinia details my employment with Omni. I'm not using a cover. I'm using my actual identity. So, with that being said, it would also be odd if 2 other representatives from Omni tried to have a meeting with the COO. It may present strangely if someone were to put the pieces together and look at this in a wider scope.
The only downside is I don't have another chip to use. So if they run my identity, I'll show up.
Fair. Just in case anybody passes me while we're there, I'm going under the name Jane Jones. So who does not work for Omni?
It occurs to Maxi that it would be good for Maxi to let his director in HR at Omni know what he's doing so they don't think he's trying to bail out of the company.
Oh.
Yes, I would hate to be a victim of a termination contract, as that is how I actually obtained my position.
Oh. It's a little cool. Do you want to tell him? Well, I guess it doesn't matter with me because I'm not going in as myself.
My employment contract was that I was required to retire my predecessor.
Kind of like a hands-on interview.
Excuse me, what was that?
Did Hal respond yet, Shawn?
Respond to what?
Not yet. I sent him a note asking for details on the meeting he's setting up when he gets it done.
Yeah. They say they'll let you know.
Yep.
Well, I think we could argue that Maxi is pursuing this at a level of subterfuge beneficial to Omni. And depending on what Hal says, I think we could argue that our meeting is still on the level of subterfuge, but a more above board conversation. That way Omni's not worried about what we're doing.
It would likely behoove us to find out if Omni already has any wheels in motion with Malfinia in any sense of the word.
That's not a bad idea. I'll send that request up the pipe. Basically, I'll send a note back to our contact in Omni, basically detailing that, Jackson's response, and also that we have a meeting with Malfinia to suss them out for possibly some contracts. We're meeting with their COO. Is there anything we should be aware of that may already be in the works?
What wasn't our boss Desi?
Yep.
Way long time ago.
Wow.
Episode 2, I think.
I think we're going all the way back to episode 1 for that one. But you've been in contact because you've had a few emails back and forth throughout this whole thing with them. You've only been in Silicon City about 6 weeks.
Misunderstanding.
So, and right now, the last you heard from Omni, they were pretty happy with you because this is a sizable contract you negotiated from Pastuli.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's high profile. Like, it's a significant contract. It's going to be a couple 100 million souls.
But what have we done for them this week? We're going to Malfinia.
Okay, so you send them a note about what you're up to.
Yep.
Later that day, they get back to you and say they don't have anything in the works with Malfinia right now, but given Malfinia's position on like the Fortune 10, they're very interested in anything you can negotiate.
Okay.
And they ask if you need backup.
Not at this time. We'll call you.
The subtext of the response you get to that is, so far, you've managed to make this a profitable endeavor with the contract with Pastuli. They're a little confused how you've managed to move up the corporate food chain so quickly. But they're willing to give you a little bit more rope. And basically the subtext is, don't hang yourself with it.
Oh, yeah. We're aware.
No bungee jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge with too much bungee cord.
Nope, just that cord. Anyway. Okay, so they don't have anything planned for Malfinia, so we're clear to attack that however we think we can. Zed, just come up with your best pattery, flim-flammy, talky things.
Well, we'll see what Howe says, and I'll spin off of that.
I'm going to pull some data research on what Malfinia's public-facing contracts are, what they're, what kind of things they're breaking ground on it, because we've been looking into them anyway. But I'm looking for the things that it would be easily found by not someone hacking into their network.
Give me a software check. Run a search bot.
Separately from that, can I request that one or both of you dig up the social media profile of the COO, Mr. Michael?
Yeah.
His academic record, his whatever, sports, cars he's bought.
I can do that one.
Sports.
All yours? 37 on the public data search.
Okay. That's just it. Is Malfinia has not made any major breakthroughs in a really long time. They developed Element 121 45 years ago, and that was basically it. They managed to develop a method for building an aneutronic fusion generator that was small enough to stick in most things. Most buildings, most cars. So basically everything now is powered by the aneutronic fusion generator that's based on Element 121. And no one knows how to make it. Malfinia never patented it. because they were confident that nobody could reverse engineer what they did. And if they patent it, they have to give up all the information they have about how they made it.
And then they'd have 20-year monopoly on it instead of a permanent monopoly.
Bingo. And so they've
big gamble, but
they've always been confident that by not patenting it, that nobody would be able to reverse engineer what they did. And thus far, nobody has been able to reverse engineer it. There's been half a dozen industrial accidents by other companies in the last 40 years that have tried and failed, usually to the point of blowing up their own facilities. But, you know, you figure every time a home is built, an apartment building, a car, a rover, pretty much everything's run off their system now. It eliminated the need of fossil fuels at a time when, you know, many wars were being fought over fossil fuels, which were, you know, a declining resource. And so, much like what happened after the nukes hit and after the 12-Day War, Malfinia was one of the, 20 or so corporations that, as a lot of the Western powers started to collapse, basically were like, we have money, we have resources, we'll save the day. Right? And so their public-facing persona is one of, happy environmental warriors who ended the pollution of fossil fuels. Behind the scenes, but so their R&D, they don't do much R&D, and they haven't in a long time. Behind the scenes, there's rumors that some of those industrial accidents weren't accidents.
That makes sense.
Right? Malfinia is heavily invested in asteroid mining. They do a lot of mining operations because there's something that they mine that's used in E-121 to create the aneutronic fusion generators. Nobody's really sure what it is. There's been a lot of speculation, but it's not uranium, plutonium, any of the major radioactive materials, metals. So they're using something. That's also where a lot of their frat bro sorority girl culture came from. They haven't had a lot to do. They've just kind of coasted for a long time. As for Mr. Michael's social media, who gave me that role?
I rolled 34.
Nice. He is as described. He looks like he's in his mid 40s. It looks like he was balding at one point, so just decided to go straight shaved head. He owns 3 super yachts. He owns an F1 racing team. He summers in the Maldives, owns 6 houses. Looking back on his stuff, it looked like in college, one of the reasons he may have lost his hair is his hair was, bleached to hell and back. Very much a frat bro that never grew out of being a frat bro. A lot of his social media posts have to do with, getting down with the bros in, Angel City, getting down with the bros in Tahiti, right? Getting down with the bros in whatever tropical getaway is trendy this year. Or, hey, we went to the Swiss Alps to do some snowboarding and bro bonding.
Bro bonding. Oh, God.
This is the I feel like spaghetti, so I'm going to fly to Rome kind of guy.
Yes, very much.
Man.
Yep.
Cool.
He wanted a certain type of pizza, so he flew to Naples. Yeah. Yep. 3 super yachts.
Wow.
1 private jet that he uses for within the same continent travel. He owns 2 suborbitals, private suborbitals that he uses for getting around the world. He's extremely wealthy. His father was one of the executives at Malfinia back in the day.
Is he hitched?
No. Confirmed bachelor. Frequently shows up on eligible bachelor lists in half a dozen countries.
Sexual preference?
Both. All of the above. Pansexual.
Nice.
It's right up Zed's alley.
He's had
All right.
a few high-profile flings with other high-placed corporate people, social media influencers, movie stars.
So, until I hear back from Hal or his people, Zed's not going to do much more than browse this dude's public socials and profiles, Instagram stalk everybody he follows, that kind of thing. Just wasting time familiarizing himself with that world.
It's a world that Zed is very familiar with. It's the...
Yes, but this specific part of that
Yeah. I mean...
world, like these specific people.
They tend to be a little more for what passes as conservative in 2099. They're dyed-in-the-wool, supply-side capitalists, right? Anti-regulation, anti-monopoly, very much, there's in their minds, they believe that there's a reason the corporations run the world. And they don't have a problem with that. They're perfectly happy with the status quo. Why would we want to change things?
While Zed's doing that, I'm going to check in to Omni's mainframe and kind of run a search algorithm based on current projects that are, basically known or black things that might have some sort of interest, cross-gen with Omni and Malfinia. Something, because, are we doing anything with ultralight ultralight armor? Are we doing anything with ultralight technology that uses their solar or their power cells or like solar cell anything? Just trying to find like a corporate in.
Give me another software check. Maxi, you got anything? What's Maxi doing to prepare for his interview?
Maxi cracks the seal on the bottle of the 2022, pours 2 fingers in one of the really nice glasses, takes a few sips, and then starts typing an email out on his glow to his manager, Preeti.
Okay.
And the email basically simply states, Preeti, I am, as part of an operation, I am pursuing a temporary position at Malfinia in the security wing. However, I am still an Omni employee and will not be leaving the Omni Corporation. This is, again, part of an operation. Letting you know as my manager that this is occurring so that when you do see paperwork, you are not alarmed. All my best, Maxi.
You get an email back
Excuse me. All my best, Maximilian.
You get an email back a short time later saying, basically, spoke to Desi. Understand that this operation has already yielded significant fruit for Omni, and that for the time being, you are being given every deference to pursue whatever angles are necessary. Just remember where your loyalties lie. Cheers. Preeti.
What's Maxi's email signature?
That's a good question.
Does he have one?
I think Maxi's email signature is his name, right? It is Maximilian Koenig. Security. Let's see, what was his actual title? No, it was Senior Human Resources Operative. And then it just says, and then it's the OmniCorp logo.
Classic.
Very professional.
Very professional.
I like it.
Maxi gets the response, nods, and lifts his glass and kind of looks at the group. I've been given the okay by Omni management to continue.
Perfect.
All right. So both of you are going to be in the building tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Alex, I got a 40 on my check for the Omni stuff.
You buy a lot of generators of various sizes from Malfinia, but no aligned research. Again, Malfinia doesn't really do research. They don't really do anything.
Okay.
They're very... They have fallen... do you have politics?
I do not.
So that's like, wait a minute. I think I do.
I do.
I know I do. I just can't find it on my sheet, but I know I have politics. Wait, maybe I don't.
It's not really something Chone pays attention to.
I weirdly have a decent score in politics.
Oh, I do have politics. There it is.
Yeah, you can. You
good.
both can give me politics checks. Because I'm presuming y'all are sharing this information as you enjoy. By the way, the weather while you're sitting on this rooftop, like it's like 76 with this breeze coming in off the bay. Right?
Beautiful.
The sun is like the mid-afternoon sun is just right where you want it to be. You can hear the sounds of seagulls in the background. Yachts pull in and out of the marina next to the thing. No foghorn right now because it's a clear day. The fog burned off about 3 hours ago in the bay. But it's a lovely autumn, like late summery autumn in California.
Beautiful.
I have a dirty 20 on politics.
Oh, I got 18.
So both of you know this. Malfinia has kind of fallen into the same trap that a lot of the old oil companies did before Malfinia came along. They got very, very stuck in their ways. They didn't want to change. They didn't want to research new technologies. They were perfectly happy with where things were, right? Malfinia was the company that disrupted the entire energy industry. There was definitely some, not just legal and like boardroom battles, but there was legit, like in various parts of the world, proxy wars that the oil companies tried to raise against Malfinia when Malfinia came into power and when they developed E121 and the aneutronic fusion generators. But because the oil companies had basically stopped innovating and were stuck in this very like old world status quo mentality, at the time Malfinia was the young upstart and they had a very creative group of people who were running the company and who were just as, if not more, ruthless and hated the oil companies. And so they were willing to, fight wars in about 6 or 7 different countries as the energy shift happened 50 years ago. So, and Malfinia came out on top. It looks like Malfinia, after 50 years of being the dominant energy producer, has kind of gotten that way. It's just kind of where they're at.
After like a few minutes of Chone not saying anything, their nose kind of buried in their glow, they just shut it off and kind of toss it on the table. I can't find an in between anything Omni's doing and what Malfinia might want. I mean, we could probably see if we could negotiate some discounts because we're working on some new micro miniaturized powered armor tech or something like that we need some of their generators for, but nothing that we can offer them.
We do have this new deal with Postuli. Can we leverage something from that maybe?
I'm going to take a look at the plans again that we gave Jackson. Would any of it, be something we could leverage to tie in with Malfinia?
No, this largely is pretty specific to what they're working on.
Okay.
Again, Malfinia's public-facing image is very positive, generally speaking. They, like Jackson, tend to spend a lot of money on like rainforest restoration, and they partnered with Pustuli a few years back to recycle old pipelines that weren't being used anymore, that had been buried, to basically pull them out and make sure they weren't seeping into groundwater and soil. Right? They signed some really big contracts with the European Union to remove old natural gas and oil pipelines, and they were paid handsomely for it. And then Pustuli split the profits of the materials that Pustuli was able to recycle from that. So Malfinia made quite a bit of money doing that.
So maybe the in is we are an up and coming corp, because our original mission here in Silicon City was to like figure out how Omni is going to crack in to this part of the world. We've made a couple very smart business moves. What if we're talking to him saying, hey, you're a well-established corporation, you have an excellent public relations appearance, you do excellent public works. What's your business model? How do you stay in the positive limelight while you're still running your business? I want to learn from you. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know how you're successful. That kind of thing. What if that's the in?
And
let me throw a curveball into that. Maybe the in. So they've done these public works, over in Europe and such. What about South America?
Some help with rainforest restoration in Brazil, but your company's based out of Brazil. But there's still a lot of like cleanup that's got to be done. The global South was taken advantage of for 400 or 500 years, and it's going to take longer than the 50 years to do the cleanup.
That's, I think, our in is we want to talk to them about partnering with Omni to do some restoration projects down there. And then you leverage that to the social aspect. You're the bro who wants to learn from the master bro.
There are a lot of old oil refineries and oil drilling platforms that are just defunct and sitting off the coasts of South America.
I think that's our in.
That's a great plan.
Very good plan. Good job, Shawn.
Okay.
I'll be your data wonk when you go, because I won't understand any of the bro talk.
So Maxi, how much of that bottle of liquor are you drinking?
Maxi's already corked the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And slipped it into a bag.
No, he's going to walk out of the place with it. He's not. I mean, the bottle's been paid for.
Well, yeah,
I doubt anyone's going to stop him.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Maxi doubts anyone will stop him from taking the bottle.
This lunch is a rounding error for Julie.
Yeah.
So
Apex, I'm going to need your help before tomorrow. I think for Zed's cover, I need a wardrobe change. And possibly a salon visit.
Makeover.
Yeah.
So you all take off out of the restaurant. So let me get this. So Shawn and Apex are heading for a spa. Actually, there's a really nice one at the Fairmont in San Francisco that you're staying at.
Oh, perfect.
Right?
Perfect. Well, look, browse through some clothing options online as we're getting our nails done.
That, and in the lobby, they have a clothier with an on-site tailor. As is standard in hotels.
Hotel.
As is standard for hotels of this type. You know, when the suborbital loses your luggage, right, or it burns up on reentry, you know, and you need a suit for that big meeting, you know, you need it now.
True.
So
while we're doing that, Zed gets a message on his glow just asking what he's going to wear tomorrow so I can complement his color palette.
Yes.
So I will again be featuring the current trends in corporate power attire, which I'm assuming is much more professional than like the after hours party wear we've been featuring recently.
There's two primary styles. This is West Coast, and so suits are much less common, right? There is a like business casual chic that's still expensive and looks expensive, but is not like very few full suits, very few sports coats, very few ties, right?
Hurts me here. So this is the intentionally I'm looking like I'm after hours, but very wealthy.
Yes. It's a wealthy version of After Hours where like I look like I belong in an office, but I might go on a hike.
It's one or the other. It's just like it's easy.
Casual. We're gonna go out of game for a second. Obviously, I need to get you out to Seattle.
That is absolutely Seattle.
Okay, like Steph knows, right? Like,
yes.
This is very much a West Coast thing. Like in Angel City, it's more like I belong in the office, but I might go surfing later.
So again, out of game, real world. I think this is like a very Caleb thing because when Caleb was in the office pre-COVID days, it was dress pants, casual shoes, nice flannel, and like a thermal vest.
Yeah.
Only I always had a tie on, bow tie.
Oh my gosh.
Bow ties are cool.
Bow ties are cool.
Yeah.
Now extra points if you ever got away with wearing a fez to the office.
No, I had the like newsy caps.
Oh, the flat cap.
Oh, nice.
Like he's a Peaky Blinder.
First time I ever met you, you were wearing that.
Yep. I had to think back. That was a long time ago.
Oh man.
So we will fast forward to the next day.
Hey, Alex, one more thing. Just set up Identicon and we'll come out as guests.
I keep trying to get you. We don't need an Identicon. I have a whole store with extra stuff. Like, believe me, like we would run special games. Like if we can fly you all out, I will figure out a way.
Can I cook? I'll cook.
Can I eat?
I'll help.
I'm already pricing train trips within the next year. So
I'm looking at that too, actually.
And you can just look, if you're going to do the train, you can grab Steph on your way because she's just east of the mountains.
Is there a train from here to there?
I mean, I don't know if I would grab, but I would definitely call Steph and say, hey, you should come meet us.
I mean, honestly, Steph can get a round trip ticket from Spokane to Seattle for like $50.
Yeah. It takes longer going through security at the airport than it does to like fly there. So
it's true. It's true.
All right.
You don't always
this
get
tangent brought to you by Travel Plans.
Don't worry, we're gonna do it.
Travelocity.com.
We're gonna do it. Hashtag not a sponsor unless they want to give us money. Hey, Travelocity. Right. Give me money before Expedia. Because Expedia's here. See? They're in
So
Seattle.
I'll basically base the color palette of what Chon is going to wear. Now Chon doesn't ever do this, and they have never done this in front of Zed or Maxi. They're going to present full femme, so they actually will need like hair, everything, because the idea is to give Zed a toy to show off.
See, and now I want to show everybody the picture, the rendering that we got of Chon.
Ooh.
Because then everybody could see what Chon would look like when presenting as full femme, like compared to their normal look, which is interesting to me.
I'm excited. So Apex will absolutely like support this, and we're gonna make sure your nails are also like coordinating. Just like everything, like you're gonna.
So probably like shoes to nails should coordinate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you need a little like pop of color somewhere else, and
right, like shoes to nails should coordinate for Chon. That color can coordinate with my primary off color.
Yes.
But then our pops can be complementary but opposing colors.
Not the same. Yes.
Can we do a somewhere in there?
You can. That's appropriate.
Okay, perfect.
Also,
perfect. Like
the one exception to this rule as far as office attire is actually Maxi's style of position. They are all still very buttoned up, suit and tie, black and white, like navy blue and white, brown shoes. The suit actually being a primary reason being that it's the easiest way to hide weapons. Right? And so Maxi has special cuts done of his sports coats to hide the holster.
And Maxi actually comes to his interview fully loaded. Like he's got his knife, he's got his baton, he has his pistol. He does not bring the carbine, of course, but he's got all of his concealed weapons.
Where does Maxi conceal? Now, is Maxi a shoulder holster pistol or like small of the back?
Maxi is a small of the back for the pistol.
Okay.
Maxi, the baton is dropped into the side seam of the jacket.
Okay, like right under here.
Yep.
Wasn't sure where you're going with that.
It's a little bit lower.
With like a holster there.
Lower in the jacket. Yeah, it's a little bit lower in the jacket, and the knife is actually on a calf holster.
That makes sense.
Low calf.
Mm-hmm. Like a boot knife.
Yeah.
So in other words, Maxi's suit pants are cut into a boot cut. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, does Maxi wear... What types of shoes does Maxi wear with his suit? Is it more
Does he wear combat boots?
The chunkier,
combat boots or cowboy boots?
No, there's like a chunkier heel-style dress shirt suit with like the higher ankle where the boot comes just over the ankle? Or is it a low quarter?
So for the interview, Maxi is wearing like an Italian flat with the square toe.
Oh, wow. Now, is it the really long, narrow square toe?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Because they are also weapons if you start kicking with them.
They really are.
Fair.
Food and fashion, brought to you by Humanoid Games.
Oh, man. Okay, so, like, how casual would your typical IT be then? Since that's what Apex is
very casual.
interviewing for.
Very.
Okay.
Like nice jeans and like a non-print tee with like a windbreaker would be appropriate.
Your good hoodie, not your regular hoodie.
Oh, okay. So I think
don't make fun because I have a good hoodie, and then I've got a regular.
I'm wearing my good hoodie. I'm not making fun of it. This is my like fancy ass hoodie right now.
All hoodies are good hoodies, if you ask me.
This one especially, it's velour.
Oh, and it's got the thumb holes. Those are my favorite.
Oh,
I don't want to say the brand, but if you want to give us a sponsorship, I will say the brand.
Oh,
that'd be good too.
What a tease. Anyway, so Apex will be wearing her usual nano silk overalls with like a little bit nicer, like blouse underneath. So kind of like a balance between casual and a little bit nicer. And then I will change my hair color to like a natural, like a chestnut brown. So I don't look too distinct.
Too funky?
Yeah, because I don't want to stand out too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your meeting is set, ironically, for about half an hour after Apex and Maxi's interviews are scheduled to kind of get rolling. Because it's a panel interview, it kind of runs all day, very tech company-y. And so both of your interviews start at 9. Caleb, Zed, and Shawn are expected to meet the COO around 10 for coffee and refreshments.
Sorry, one last detail. Apex does match her nails to Shawn's.
Aw.
Just a little tidbit for you.
There you go. All right. So
Anyway.
you all get up, have some coffee, dress in your livery that we've got outlined for today, and head to Malfinia's office. I'm presuming
Shawn and
arriving.
I should have rented a very
We're gonna hire a
expensive
car.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you can
like-
hire a car.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I drive the van?
You would probably,
Yes,
again,
you should
if
drive
you all
the van.
recall
Never
from
mind, I'm
last
trying
session,
to stay under the radar.
Malfinia's office here is less than a mile from the hotel.
Oh, never mind. I'll walk.
That was how Maxi, because
You
Maxi
would
took
take-
off without all of you last session, which is like, oh, screw it, I'm going to go get coffee
That's
from the
true.
coffee cart
Right.
and surveil the building.
Yeah, you the group is like, I would like to think that like maybe even Shawn and Zed are like waiting like down in the main lobby for the car to show up, like you guys are ready to go. And like Maxi comes out the door and just takes a left and starts walking.
There we go.
Perfect.
feels
I
right.
will walk, but like behind, so I don't look like I'm with Maxi.
Okay. Maxi, you arrive first, and you see at the reception desk there are multiple security personnel, and it's a very large reception desk. It's probably 30 feet long, and there's multiple stations with security people and receptionists.
Is there a line?
No.
All right.
There's a couple people standing there talking to people, but no. By this point in the day, most people have arrived and probably gone to their offices.
And what is the name of the person I'm here to see?
Her name is Rachel Stanford. Stupid name making up.
Good morning. I'm here to see Miss Stanford regarding employment.
Name?
Koenig? Maximilian?
He types into the computer at the desk. Yeah, no problem. Chip scan, please.
Maxi holds out his hand.
Boop. You see some typing on there. You see a little camera pop up from the desk. Take a quick like snapshot of your face. He goes, okay, your chip now has limited access. It will activate the elevator. Get off at floor 26 and speak to the entry group up there.
Thank you. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you, Mr. Koenig.
And Maxi will head to the elevators.
As per due, when you open the elevator, it opens and then it asks for a chip scan. When you scan your chip, it lights up the only floor, the floor that you were told to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like their visitor, you're guessing because you saw the visitor management system last time. You're guessing with the chip scan, they basically just authorize you the floor that you need to be at, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So your chip won't activate the elevator to any other locations. And you feel
this is pretty standard security for a corp this large, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I don't know that it's surprising to Maxi.
No, it's not surprising. It's just it's fitting what Maxi thought.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just describing it so you understand the security.
Yeah, for sure.
The elevator bounces up, and you come off and enter into that floor's individual lobby. This particular floor is done up in very much like a floral / jungle style. So there's lots of like wildflowers in pots, like big orchids. The entry desk, which is like a half moon shape there, is glass with like greenish lights playing behind it that kind of like look like the reflections of like a jungle in water. And you see a young man sitting at the desk.
Well, Maxi will walk up to the desk. Hello, I'm here for my morning appointment with Miss Stanford for the interview.
The young man looks at you and goes, name, please?
Koenig? Maxi?
He looks, he goes, yep. Just have to verify what security downstairs sent up. He goes, please have a seat. She's running a bit behind from the morning stand-ups. Can I offer you any refreshments? Coffee, water, juice?
Black coffee and water, please.
One moment. And he walks off to a room off to the side and comes back out a few minutes later with a paper cup with coffee and a bottle of water. Here you go.
Very good.
He goes, just a few more minutes. Steph, you walk in, seeing the same entry-level thing.
I just want to note I switched my ghost chip over before I left.
To Jane Jones?
And I also... Yeah, so I'm Jane now. And I did also pick up a cup of coffee from that stand on my way in.
Okay.
So I have coffee with me, which seems very IT.
Security looks at you.
Hi, I'm here for an interview. Jane Jones.
He types into the thing. Yes. IT, right?
Oh, yeah.
He goes,
definitely.
He holds out a scanner. He goes, chip scan.
Here you go.
Let's see if your ghost chip holds up.
It's a real good one.
What's the category on it?
Oh gosh, where did I put that?
As long as it's not garbage, that was their scanner probably did.
I know we chose a good one. I can't remember what it was.
Well, all right, we're gonna hold with that because I think I know what it is. So you see the same little camera pop up, take a little snapshot of your face. He says, that'll be basement 3, elevators around to the right. I like how Kaylee and Steph immediately were like, basement 3, yeah.
Of course. Yep.
Wait, basement 3 or sub-basement 3?
Basement 3.
That's what that means.
Yeah. Perfect. I'll do a little like cheers with my coffee cup and head over to the elevator.
So you head over to the elevator. Same thing as when Maxi went through. When you go in and scan your ghost chip, it only lights up one floor, and you feel the elevator drop away. As you come out, this one has like an Ice Age theme to it, right? So the walls are stark white. The art in there is like icebergs, and of course hackers, so ice, right? Like icebergs and polar bears and like penguins. The desk you walk up to is like, again, a half moon shape and like the brightest white you think you've ever seen. And you see a girl standing there. She goes, help you?
Ah, yes. My name is Jane. I'm here for an interview for IT.
She types it. She goes, okay, yep, security sent it down. She goes, go ahead. We're going to put you in one of the conference rooms. I see you have coffee. Did you need anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So she leads you to a small, like, 5-person conference room. There's a white conference table in there, and the whole of the thing are electric whiteboards all around the perimeter of the room. You're also pretty sure they've got vitamin D lights, like, interspersed all through this area.
Oh, smart. In the basement. Fantastic.
A few minutes later, Maxi, you are taken back to begin your interview with the team back there. So you're introduced to Rachel and 3 other people in their HR. The interview starts out pretty basic. I mean, it's kind of like background, operational capabilities, what countries have you been to, you know, that kind of stuff, which leads us to... So how are you... Actually, let me do this because I don't want to roleplay like every interaction. How are you playing the interview?
I'm playing the interview as though not too long ago, I was promoted into this, excuse me. Not too long ago, I was employed by Omni in a role that I have found to become mundane and not meeting the challenge of my previous endeavors.
Like, are you doing it well? Like, are you intentionally, like, trying to do your best, or are you, like, dialing it down a little bit?
No, I mean, Maxi, for all intents and purposes, Maxi is attempting to get this job.
Okay.
So what do you think that would be a role for from a social perspective?
It's not deceit.
If we're going to assign, if we're going to use some dice to determine how well Maxi does,
I would say politics.
All right. So if someone doesn't have politics, I have a social score of +0.
Do you have Underworld?
I do not have Underworld. But, however, I believe Maxi could use a number of his other skills, like his surveillance skill, his guerrilla warfare skills, urban warfare skills, to paint a picture of someone who's very experienced at doing the kind of work that he does.
Give me a guerrilla warfare roll.
All right.
Simultaneously, Zed and Shawn arrive at the building in a Bentley that they hired. It's a Bentley short form limo. So not a stretch, but the standard limousine style.
Mm-hmm.
You step out and into the building, and you see the security desk.
Shawn walks a couple steps in front of Zed to the security desk and just kind of looks over. Mr. Lane is here for his appointment.
They type in. Yes. One moment. Can I have both of you come over here? Chip scan.
Shawn walks over and scans their chip.
So does Zed.
Boop, boop. Little cameras pop up again. Flash. Like snapshot.
Oh, Shawn like, happy smile.
Nice.
We're all Corp people. Yay.
He says, Mr. Michael is running just a smidge behind. Go ahead and head up to 34, and they'll take care of you up there.
Thanks much.
So you get in the elevator, and again, same deal, only lights up level 34. When you come out on 34, it is volcano-themed. The walls are black, red, and orange. There's, like, pictures of volcanoes erupting in tropical environments.
Nice.
The half-moon-shaped entry desk
Is the floor lava?
is no.
The floor is lava.
But what it is a particular type of stone tile, right? Which is only mined in a couple of places, and it's red and silver, right? And what you hear like a metallic sound as you step on it, right? By the way, it's a real tile, folks. But it's like this veiny red and silver tile as you walk in, and you see a young man's black on black suit, and there he goes, name?
I am Mr. Santos. I am the personal assistant for Zed Lane here. We have a meeting.
He goes, yes. Mr. Michael's about 20 minutes behind. I've been told to take you to one of our breakout rooms. One moment. Follow me. And he leads you down some hallways to a room it's not really a conference room. It's kind of like a weird corporate living room. There's black leather, like low slung couches, coffee tables. On the coffee table is like e-readers with like today's business news, right? You see stock tickers on the wall. There's basically like vid feed of like financial reports and business reports coming off the other wall. He says, may I offer you any refreshment while you wait?
Espresso, please.
And you? And he looks at you, Shawn.
I'm fine, thank you.
He backs out of the room, comes back a few minutes later with a little black ceramic saucer with a little black ceramic espresso cup. Hands it to you.
Shawn is actually standing behind Zed's chair and to the left, typing on their glow. When the person comes in, it's like a calendar and like a schedule. And the minute they leave, they swipe away and are scanning to see how many cameras are in the room observing them.
Okay. As you do that, I'm going to go back to Apex. So same question for Maxi. How are you playing the interview? Are you like doing your best? How are you, like, what kind of role are you playing here? Are you kind of doing it mediocre?
Yeah, so I'm doing my best. So my whole goal basically is after this interview, since I've had all this coffee, I'm gonna ask to use the restroom. And that's where I want to do some, hacking.
Okay.
But for the interview itself, I think I just want to I'm going to present it as skilled, talented, but just like kind of unmemorable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just kind of like I'm an average, everyday IT person.
Ironically, as you go to the bathroom, that's where we'll cut in with this next thing. Maxi, you're the first to notice because you're in with the HR people. Simultaneously, they've all got their glows face down on the table in front of you as they ask you questions. Simultaneously, all four glows from the four people talking to you go boom, boom, and they all, because it's all four at one time, they kind of strange look on their face, pick up their glows and look. They're like, will you excuse us for a few moments?
Of course. I will wait here.
And they all four of them, like, rush out of the room. They don't run, but they're definitely moving with purpose. As you sit, we'll cut over to Zed and Shawn. You notice, as you're kind of sipping on the espresso, that all of a sudden people start kind of like, they're not running, but they're all kind of like walking really quickly down the hallway. And that's also now when you notice that there are now like armed security people moving to the elevators.
Oh God, did I do something?
I'm going to attempt to get into there, see if I can find out what the security alert is in the system.
Give me a networks check.
It must be going out to everybody, so it shouldn't
Apex,
be too hard.
You're in the bathroom.
Networks.
You were going to do a thing. Give me a networks check.
Yeah. Okay.
So I rolled mediocrely, so I'm going to use Control-Alt-Delete to once per day re-roll a software check.
Got it.
Or a network check.
I always forget I can do that.
46 for mine. That was a worthy re-roll.
37 for mine.
37 for yours?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless I should try again.
So Chone, you do get like surface level into the system. They are under a security alert. They've just put the building in lockdown.
Shit.
But no word as to why. Apex, you are actually like the second you do that, you can tell somebody's trying to trace you immediately.
Oh fuck.
So give me another network check to try and basically hide your signal and disconnect before they find you.
Oh.
Or what are you going to do? Because somebody's trying to track you now.
If I instead send a little virus back to them, they wouldn't be able to track me.
Maybe.
And if it succeeds, it would shut down their system.
Maybe. What do you want to do? You want to send the virus or you going to disconnect?
Fuck corporations. I'm sending the virus.
Okay, give me
Well, we already had cake, so I guess.
Give me
the chaos.
Time for chaos, baby.
Give me a software check.
Okay. So I think I do want to use my Control-Alt-Delete for that one.
Yes.
Do I reroll everything or just
Yep,
the D20?
the whole thing.
Okay. That's fine.
Big money, no whammies.
A little better. Okay, that's math. 25.
Okay, you get the virus inserted, but you're pretty sure they know where you are.
Does it succeed at all? Do some of their screens black out with my little message?
they're gonna have to start. They're gonna have to start reviewing, but you're fairly certain they just tracked you in the building.
Okay, I am.
Pause.
Yeah.
Roll credits.
You, Zed and Chone, you see someone poke their head in and say, "We apologize for the delay. We're having a little bit of a security issue at one of our other campuses, and for precautionary sakes, we are locking down here."
Understandable. Happens all the time. Appreciate looking out for those of us that matter.
Is there anything we can do to help?
No, you're fine. Just if you need anything, flag one of us down and we'll get you something. If you look in that little mini fridge over there, there's bottles of water and juice and cold brew if you'd like it.
Oh, thank you.
And they toddle off. Maxi, a couple minutes later, the same entry person comes in to talk to you and says, "I apologize. We're having a security thing. We're under a lockdown right now. I need you to stay in this room."
Is there any way my skills could be of use?
No, that's okay. We appreciate the offer, but we really need you to just hang out here for a little bit.
I'm here as a resource if you require.
And they leave the room and shut the door behind them. Apex, what are you doing?
Okay, two things. I want to immediately send a text to Chone that just says SOS. And
okay, give me a software to try and mask it so they don't.
Okay.
Malfinia is a big corporation. They got counter hackers.
God damn it. 25 again. Nope, 35. Math is hard.
35?
35.
Okay. You're pretty sure that one went under their radar, but Chone, you do get a text from Apex saying SOS.
Okay. All right. At that point, I just kind of look over at Zed and it's like, Mr. Lane, one of our freelancers is reporting some difficulty with their assignment. We should probably follow up with them after this appointment.
Probably.
And not caring if Zed gets it, I'm digging into their system to try and intercept their trace on Apex.
Give me a networks check, Chone. You're trying to dig deeper.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, oh, yeah. Two of the dice suck you. You suck on that one. 29 plus 26. Math. 45.
You're in their internal communication system, and it looks like you can't intercept the trace. They know where she's at. and they're sending a security team down.
Okay.
I think it was 55.
No, I rolled a 1 on one of my dice, so unfortunately.
It was basically too late. Like, they had already isolated where in the building Apex was.
May I roll a stealth?
Where are you going? So you're currently sitting... We're going to stick with Apex here for a minute, everyone. You're currently sitting on a toilet. Because I assumed you were, like, sitting in a stall.
Yeah. Just sitting there on my
What
glow.
are you... so you're actually still... We're in combat hacking now. So they're trying to dig out your glow. They're basically running a drill baby drill and seeing what they can grab data-wise off your glow.
Oh, fuck that. They're not hacking my glow.
So give me a counter software check, please.
I'm getting a different dice for this one.
Maxi,
that one's doing me dirty.
Maxi leans back in his chair and pulls out his boot knife and starts like kind of cleaning his nails.
That's fair.
Okay, this is better. Bigger math. Here we go. That is... my brain is too tired. 42.
Okay.
Good number.
You managed to lock your glow down, right? And basically fast enough to where they don't drill it out, but you're going to have to basically go airplane mode.
Yeah.
To keep them from trying.
That.
Whoever these people are, they're pretty good. They're not as good as you, but they're pretty good.
Well, you know. Oh gosh. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd like to roll stealth.
Where are you going?
But yeah, that's a good question.
So you're currently in a bathroom. You're about 2 doors down from the conference room they had originally put you in.
Okay.
As you come out of the bathroom, the conference room would be to your left, and the entry thing would be to your right. Give me a intelligence check.
Okay. I was gonna ask also if there's like air ducts.
Not big enough for a human.
Damn. Oh,
They're not Nakatomi size?
No.
That was a bad intelligence check. It's a 7?
Okay, where are you going? So out the door, the conference room, and it looks like the offices are to your left, and you know the elevator is to your right. Out the bathroom.
Okay. Were there... Help me with the layout here. Were there, like, any other, like, cubicles along the way?
Not on the way there, no. Further down to the left, yes.
There should be some stairs somewhere.
Yeah. So my thinking is if I can, like, pass a cubicle...
Now, you all have Quancoms, don't you?
Yeah. Yes. Right?
I don't think we did.
Oh, no. Do you?
We do
No,
not.
No, I think we specifically did not because
right.
we were not a
I think-
team.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going to buy some.
I have Quancom on my list. I thought
You
Shawn
do?
and Apex had them.
I don't.
Nope. Okay.
Really? Okay. Anyway, my thinking is if I can pass like a cubicle along the way to the stairs, snag like a jacket off the back of someone's chair, change my hair color, and then book it for the stairs.
Okay.
Stealthily. This is a very
It's the best plan you've got.
rough plan. Yeah.
So, Apex, first off, give me a stealth roll.
Really?
Okay, 19.
Okay. You manage to hook left out of the bathroom and find an empty cubicle to duck into. You do see a purple Malfinia hoodie there.
Perfect.
What color are you changing your hair to?
Have
Purple.
people been I was thinking that. Have people been very like average like natural hair colors around here or all kinds? Okay. So I'm going to change it purple to match the hoodie.
Okay.
And
Anything else you're doing to disguise yourself?
are there any like glasses on the desk or anything. You know, Clark Kent wears glasses, Superman doesn't.
There's got to be a ball cap, right? All movies just put on a ball cap.
Yeah, ball cap.
I mean that is a pretty good trope.
Any kind of accessories hanging out at this desk.
I'll let you call it high or low.
Low.
You do find a set of gold bedazzled aviators and
Yes.
a scarf that would do no good in the cold.
Perfect. Excuse me. I'm gonna put on the aviators and kind of like I'll just like wrap the scarf around
Okay,
my
give
neck.
me a perception check.
Oh god. Okay. What am I adding to?
Oh, don't be nervous. You'll be fine.
So long as Maxi knows I'm in trouble, I will be.
Maxi knows nothing right now. Nobody has communicated with him.
Nope.
21.
Okay, you do see the fire exit sign as you peek out of the cubicle. It's around the backside of where the elevators would have been, but close to probably what would be the building core. And you see on the exit door, it says, push crash bar to exit, alarm will sound. As those doors tend to. Now, you also notice that where there is like panels up high on the walls, like it would normally say like fire or something like that, it does say security lockdown in progress. Shelter in place.
Oh my gosh.
And actually, right here is where we're going to leave tonight's episode.
Oh, good, because I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Right here as you run the thing. Actually, sorry, I will do one last thing. Zed and Shawn, you are watching the news on the news feed. When it comes up breaking, right, because I said there was a news feed in the room, there is a group currently assaulting Malfinia's campus in Seattle.
God damn it.
Of course there is.
And so that's where we're going to leave tonight. Thank you all for joining us. I love cliffhangers
So I
like
should have
this.
left well enough alone instead of poking around.
Thank you all for joining us. If you would like to get the book, you can get this here shiny book at playidentico.com. You can also go to DriveThruRPG and buy the PDF there. See, Steph got her copy, which I was terribly late in sending, but she did get her copy of the book. Also, you can pick it up if you were in the Seattle area at Gamers Heaven Seattle, which is at 5116 196th Street Southwest in Linwood. Come hang out with us. Mallo should be there Thursday. I will definitely be there Thursday. We run Identico sessions every Thursday and Sunday. The Crazy Living campaign that is going on there with multiple tables is all tied into the same storyline as this show. So things that are happening on the show is affecting what's happening there, and things there are affecting the show.
Chat confirmed that whatever is happening right now was
their fault.
Someone else's fault?
Yes.
Thank you.
So good job, chat. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
I wouldn't have gone the security lockdown route. Knew y'all were going to Malfinia, but then last week they, exploded things. Also, if you were looking for great minis that work for your Identico games, here, this person has a sword and a gun. Go to Hero Forge. You can find the affiliate links in the descriptions on YouTube and all our other stuff. So go grab your Hero Forge minis there. Strategy Coffee. Use the code Identico at checkout. I think that's all of our promo stuff. So thank you all for joining us again. Michael, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on the interwebs at LoserMLW on the socials. You can also find me on The Redemption Podcast, a Star Wars actual play podcast set just after the Clone Wars and just before New Hope. We're kind of in that middle space, and you can find me there with my co-star Kaylee. That's at Redemption Pod.
Yes. Kaylee. Oh, wait. Didn't you guys start a YouTube channel, too?
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
I'll let Kaylee tell you about it.
Kaylee, tell us about the YouTube channel and where they can find you.
We are 13 subscribers away from getting our custom URL.
Yay.
We picked up one last session. We're so close. So at this rate, only 24 more weeks and we're there.
No.
But
Don't
hey,
subscribe,
so
everyone.
if you guys are watching and are on the YouTubes, please find us Redemption Podcast. There's some cool aliens and a Jedi and all of those sorts of things. Mandalorians, lions and tigers and Wookiees, oh my. You can also find me on Twitter and the other socials at AnimeGirl, ANIMEIGRRL, and at the aforementioned redemptionpodcast.com.
Caleb, where can we find you?
I am on the socials at the Caleb G. You can occasionally hear my voice over on the RPG Academy. And please check out all of my charity work on point5past.org.
Yes.
Socials
Yay.
P5Past. Currently, we've got a free mini RPG. We've got 80 free plot hooks for your various genred games.
Look at that.
Everything on Point
Awesome.
5 Past is free. Just download it. And if you feel so inclined, there are links to support Pelotonia cancer research.
Nice.
That is wonderful. Also, Caleb may be working on some Identico stuff
Ooh.
Yes.
with somebody from the RPG Academy podcast.
Yes.
So,
Mm.
Mallo and I are excited. I've seen the bandying back and forth, and I like what's coming.
I owe people some pages.
It's just the ideas that are coming out of this are great. So, hopefully,
You
we
and
look
me
forward
both, buddy.
to that in the future. We all do. Like, nobody has any time these days. Steph, where can we all find you?
Yeah, you can find me on all the social medias at Starlit Firefly. You can hear me on the podcast Cthulhu and Friends, which is at CAF Podcast and streams on Sundays. And you can hear me on my other podcast, which is Sawyer and Bennett and Zombies, and that's at Sawyer and Bennett. Yeah, and if Sherlock says hi.
You're also editing another podcast, right?
Huh?
We have
Why
so
does
many
Steph look surprised?
I thought you were. I thought you were editing.
Surprise!
I thought you were editing Vanguard of the Veil.
No. Oh no, that's probably the other stuff.
Oh,
So many
dang.
projects.
No.
So many projects. Everybody has.
I started
I
editing.
wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I started editing Sawyer and Bennett, and my ADHD did not like that. And so now Mandy, the other person on the podcast, does the editing, and I just do the producing, and it's a much better
Oh,
fit.
my sweet summer child, I can tell you horror stories.
Yes.
It's just like brain torture for me. I can't do it.
I've been doing it for 7 years.
It's fun.
Much respect to anyone who edits.
Seriously.
It's not fun.
Yeah, that's
No.
right.
It's not.
I'll be producing podcasts at the same time as you're doing everything. It's just difficult. Again, thank you all for joining us. We will be back on Wednesday for Identical, or at least I will be back Wednesday for Identical After Dark. Mallo's kind of up in the air. You're going to see him in and out for the next few weeks, but Identical After Dark will be on Wednesday. We will have special guests and figure out what we're talking about tomorrow. But Wednesday, 7 p.m. for Identical After Dark, and we will be back with another episode of Chaos Inc. in 2 weeks. So come join us for that. Thank you all for coming. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.